Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about a topic that has been going on in news, that is regarding the hypersonic missile technology with reference to the missile developments in India, and at the same time we are also going to discuss in brief details about the missile capabilities of India that India possesses as of now. So first of all, if we try to understand that what is the reason why we are discussing this particular topic. So the reason is that at a seminar that was organized by the Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, recently, the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has encouraged scientists to work towards developing the hypersonic missile technologies. Now in brief we try to understand that what do we understand by the term hypersonic missile technology. So in simple terms, these are those missiles that are capable of moving or capable of flying at the rate of or at the speed of more than 5 times the speed of sound, that is also referred as 5 Mach. That means, as we know, the speed of sound is 330 meters per second. So any missile that is able to move at the rate of 330 into 5 per second will be called as a hypersonic missile. As of now, India possesses the capability of subsonic, sonic as well as supersonic missiles. Now at the same time, if we try to understand that what has been the history of India as far as the missile development is concerned. So first of all, the missile has been a part of Indian weapon system since the early 18th century, when the Mysore ruler Hyder Ali was the first Indian ruler who is known to have iron kissed rockets in the arsenal of his military. Following the tradition, his son Tipu Sultan later on also built up a company, a specialized company of rocketeers in his army, and to each of the brigades this particular company was attached, and it is said that in his troops there was almost 5,000 people or 5,000 personnel were there who were engaged in carrying and we can say firing of the rockets. So total 5,000 rocket carrying troops Tipu Sultan has in his arsenal. As far as the whole British period is concerned, India did not develop as such any modern missile development program was not initiated during British time, but after the independence, somewhere in year 1958, India took the initiative of developing the indigenous missiles, and the first effort for such was made by Government of India when it established a special weapon development team for working on the missile development programs. Later on, the same team was expanded and it was converted into an organization that is referred as Defense Research and Development Laboratory, that is right now the part of DRDO. And earlier this special weapon development team and DRDL was headquartered in Delhi. Later on, year 1962, it was shifted to Hyderabad. Further, another important development was made in year 1972 when the Government of India, especially Ministry of Defence, initiated a project that is called as Project Devil, and this project was aimed as development of medium range surface to surface missile. Later on in this particular project, a lot of indigenous development was made, a lot of capabilities were added, a lot of technologies were added in the indigenous development program of missiles, and it is said that this all the initiatives that has been taken in Project Devil form the technology base for the future program that is very well known as Integrated Guided Missile Development Programs. This was the cornerstone, or we can say this is the bedrock program that has served, or that has, or we can say this is the foundation program that laid the foundation for development of indigenous missiles in India. If we try to understand about this program in detail, so first of all, this program was guided by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Azad, who was also the earlier President of India, and within this program 5 missiles were there that were we can say that were developed. The first of them was the Prithvi, that was short range surface to surface missile. Then we had Agni, that is a ballistic missile with different ranges. Then we had Akash, that is medium range surface to air missile. We had development of Trishul, that was short range low level surface to air missile, and in last we have development of Nag missile, which is a fire and forget anti-tank missile. So these 5 missiles were the cornerstone of IGMD program, and as per recent report that is released by the Ministry of Defence and as also DRDO, in 2008 DRDO issued a statement in which it said that the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, that is IGMDP, has served all its objective, and we can say it has successfully been completed, and all the objective aims and vision of the APJ Abdul Kalam regarding this program has been fulfilled. Now coming to the next stage, as of now if we try to understand the India's missile technology, Overall, we can guide our whole missile system into 4 groups. The first, we have anti-tank guided missile, that is NAG. We have also development of heli-NAG, that is a NAG missile that can be launched from a helicopter-based NAG missile, and also we have a standoff anti-tank missile, that is another variant of NAG missile. Similarly, we have surface-to-air missiles, in which we have 2 important ones, the Akash one, the first, and we are going to develop a new generation Akash missile, which is medium range surface to air, as well as we have capabilities of short range surface to air missile. Third kind of missile which India possesses is called as air to air missile. The best example of this is Astra missile, and we also are in the phase of developing a long range Astra missile that can cover area more than 300 to 500 kilometers in the airspace. And the last missile that India has developed is the air to ground missile, where a missile can be fired from we can say fighter jets, also helicopters, and the most recent addition in that has been done of Rudram. It is a new generation anti-radiation missile, and the main target of Rudram is communication, radar and surveillance system of adversary, and this can come very handy in times of war. Also, BrahMos can also be categorized as air to ground missile, as BrahMos can be easily fired from any fighter jet. Following that, as we have discussed right now, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh had asked DRDO to focus on development of hypersonic technology. So actually, if you look at that, India has been working on this technology for a few years, and just behind 3 main nations, that is US, Russia and China. And if you look at that, what has been development, what kind of development has been made in this particular regard. So first of all, India has successfully tested a hypersonic technology demonstrated vehicle. And in this hypersonic technology demonstrated vehicle, it is kind of vehicle which can be used for development of missiles also, and successfully it was able to achieve a speed 6 times that of sound. As we have discussed, any missile that is able to move 5 times the speed of sound can be categorized as hypersonic missile, but the success of India can be seen from this particular point, that hypersonic technology demonstrated vehicle was able to achieve Mach 6, that is 6 times the speed of sound. Also, it reached altitude of 30 km, where heat still separated a hypersonic speed. And the most important thing about this particular technology is that it uses a hypersonic air breathing scramjet technology. Now, this is something that we have to understand, that what do we understand by term scramjet engine. So, general other missiles work on the ramjet engine, this hypersonic missile will work on the scramjet engine. So, scramjet engine is that engine where the air is sucked from the atmosphere at the supersonic speed, and this air that is sucked is compressed, and this compressed air then comes out, and this ejection of this compressed air at supersonic speed is the one that drives the missile at very high speed. That is called as a scramjet engine, and it will help in development of hypersonic cruise missiles in the later phases. Now, if you look at the hypersonic technology, some other important point is that India is expected, as per the defense expert, it is believed that India is expected to be able to have a hypersonic weapon system within 4 years from now, with at least medium to long range capabilities. However, defense experts also suggest that the hypersonic technology that is going to be developed by India is not going to be actually, like, it is very unlikely that this missile will actually be used in times of war or in terms of even peaceful situation, but it is basically serve or act as a weapon of deterrence. That means once we have hypersonic technology, the other countries will not dare to use the hypersonic technology or hypersonic missiles on India, as they will also fear the retaliation of similar kind. Especially we are talking with reference to China as well as Pakistan. However, as far as the development of hypersonic missiles are concerned, only Russia is the country in the world as of now who has proven its hypersonic missile capabilities. As far as the China is concerned, China has definitely demonstrated its capability, its capacity, but it has not developed a fully fledged hypersonic missile. Now, let us try to understand some of the recent development that has happened in the missile technology of India. So, recently India has successfully tested a vertical launch short range surface to air missile, in short also called as VLSR-SAM, that is designed for the Indian naval warship, that is to be fired from the aircraft carriers or fired from any such vessels. And the main aim of development of such missiles are to neutralize various aerial threats at close ranges, including sea skimming targets. So, let us try to understand what is sea skimming targets. So, sea skimming targets are, suppose this is the surface of your sea. So, many times we have the fighter jets, also several missiles are there, they tend to fly very near to the sea level so that they can evade the radar system that is installed on the naval warship. So, the important point about this or important features of this VLSRA SAM is that it will be able to even encounter or neutralize the threats that we see from the sea skimming aerial threats. Maybe it can be missile or it can also be a fighter jet. Apart from that, in VRSSM, this is two important features are there. First, it has a cruciform wings. Cruciform wings means that we can see from the picture here, it has 4 wings that is on the 4 different sides of missile that look like a shape of cross, and it has advantage because it gives a much more atmospheric stability, or it increases the atmospheric stability of this missile when it is traveling in the air. At the same time, it also has a we can say feature of thrust vectoring. Thrust vectoring is that feature of missile where it is able to change its speed, also change its angular momentum by changing the thrust from its engine. So, these two are the most important feature of this VRSSM, cruciform wings for better atmospheric stability and capability of thrust vectoring where it can change the speed as well as angular momentum by changing the thrust from the engine. Apart from that, DRDO has recently also successfully tested a new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile that is called as Agni Prime from the APJ Abdul Kalam Island, which is located off the coast of Odisha. This is also a very important development that has happened in the Agni series of missiles. We have Agni 1 to 5 and this is like Agni 6. So, Agni Prime, the important points about Agni Prime is that it is the lightest and smallest of all the Agni missiles that India has developed as of now. Apart from that, some new features has been added. For example, it has new composites. Composites are the materials that are used for designing of missiles that is more stronger. Apart from that, it has a better propulsion system. It has a more innovative guidance system and control system, and also it is laced with the latest navigation system. Not only that, this missile is capable of also being carried out in a canisterized system. That means it does not have to be, as far as the we can say mobilization of this missile is concerned, it does not have to be taken on a separate vehicle. It can be put into several canisters, and these canisters can be easily transported from one place to another place. So, that will be the one advantage that Indian Armed Forces is going to have after the development of this Agni Prime missiles. And not only that, it is also, we can say, has ring laser gyroscope, which gyroscopes are one that gives us idea about the trajectory as well as the speed of the missiles. So, the ring laser gyroscope are the most advanced kind of gyroscope which gives more accurately or which tells us more accurately the trajectory and speed of the missile. So, we will have much better information that whether the missile is going to hit the target or how fast the missile is going to hit the target. So, these are some of the recent developments, and with this the missile technology development in India has progressed much beyond what it was or what it could have been imagined at the time of independence, and hopefully we will have hypersonic missile development that is going on will also be completed very soon within 3 to 4 years. So, that is all about a brief history as well as the brief idea about missile capabilities of India. That is all for today. I hope you like this session. If you like, please like, share and subscribe. We will come soon with another interesting topic of current affairs. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.